Welcome back, everybody, to Parcel Simulator. In the last episode, we automated our lines a little bit more. So we've got these kind of two semi-functioning lines here. They're fairly autonomous, but they do need a little bit of work. We're starting to pile up these parcels for air and maritime. It is Sunday today at our rail, so we're only accepting truck ground shipments, which kind of sucks because we desperately want money. We're at $2,100. Our next expansion is $2,200. However, I have unlocked a few things. Oh, let's pay our bill before we forget. I have unlocked the license for stamp authentication. So now we do have these stamps that we need to check. So we'll have to pay attention to those. I also unlocked a new cargo type, or parcel type, I should say. It's the insulated boxes, all right? So now we get an extra 7 plus the 5 here. So we're starting to make a little bit more. What do we need to do in this episode? Well, we want more money. We want to get this $2,200 expansion, which will get us to tier 6. We also want to expand our conveyor system because right now it would be ideal to push this over here. We do need to improve that. Also, in the shop, we're not quite there yet, but tier 7 is going to give us the cargo type scanner. And tier 7 also gives us the sticker appliers, which will be a big improvement for us rerouting everything over here. This rack actually doesn't even need to exist because if we know it's being rejected, we'll just push it back this way, sticker it, and send it right out the chute. All right, so that'll help streamline a lot of our warehouse efficiencies. Once we hit level 6, we do get this content inspection diverter. However, I feel like it's not worth relaying all of this with that machine in mind until we hit tier 7. So the short-term goal will be to progress to warehouse tier 7, get those sticker appliers, and then we'll revamp our automation system here. That may also include a new delivery bay, so we'll kind of wait and see on that one. But as it is right now, we are going to kick the day off. Like I said, it's only Sunday, so we're accepting only road. And we do need to inspect these stamps now. So I haven't done any of those. I'm curious to see how that works. But as usual, let's try to streamline our system here. If we know it's already pre-approved, let's just drop it off real quick. Throughput is a problem. We can't keep up with the pacing. And we're gonna have to start throwing parcels on the ground, speeding things up here. So it is what it is. I think these machines to upgrade, what is it, 2,000 for that one, then 5 for these. So we need a hell of a lot more money. That's what's holding us up. That one's automatically rejected. Okay, looking good. So what I'm gonna do is just burn through this day. I think we're gonna try to process as many parcels as we can. Get some money in the bank. Let's see where we're sitting at the end of this Sunday. It's going to be a little bit of a tough day. Our shipments are going to pile up, but you know what? Not much you can do about that one. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Just going to jump in here. This is our first actual inspected parcel with the stamp, and we can see that this one's wrong. And I'll show you guys why. So if we unlock this guy, we go back to our stamps. They're all like these open envelopes, and that one's clearly closed. So what I'm curious to see is what stamps should we be looking out for? Like right now, we know there's like 4 stars on the corners. We've got a 1, a 3, and a 5 on top, but the 5 has to have these 2 little dots. So that's a clear failure, and I wonder if the other ones are similar. So let's just keep kind of pushing through, and I'll jump back once we have some more money. All right, our day is done. We're at 5 o'clock. We're just gonna have to process the remainder of the parcel backlog that we've got going on. I definitely am not very quick. I find like I just get bogged down trying to handle too much in one go. Like we're trying to grab the approvals off the line, sort them into these piles, grabbing the declined ones, throw them onto this conveyor, throwing some stuff on the ground. We've got a big backlog of our approved ones here. I just can't keep up. We are up about $1,200 though. But man, yeah, we desperately need faster conveyors. So let me just burn through this. Let me get these parcels all processed. Let's see where we're sitting at the end of the day, money-wise. And let's make a call. So see you guys in a minute. Oh, after a long day, we're done. We've got 81 parcels processed. Good to go on those ones. No mistakes, which is great to see. We do have these massive heaps. This one's getting a little bit out of control. We have these massive heaps growing for rail, air, and maritime. Now what's nice is tomorrow we should, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow's gonna be Monday, we're gonna be able to get rid of our rail pile. So these guys here. We're not too far off the maritime and the air. So we do have a big inflow of money that we are expecting. And you can see we're up to $9,000. So we started out around 2,100. So not too bad at all, right? Pretty decent chunk of change in our bank. I think we're gonna go ahead, pick up this expansion. So $2,200, we got the sorter and a plant, okay? Nothing too crazy. Obviously getting this for 2,500 will get us tier 7. Now, I'm almost guaranteeing, no, I'm not guaranteeing, but I'm willing to bet this either gives us another door. Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter. This probably gives us another door, but what we need is faster machines. So tier 7, like we said before in our shop, is going to give us this. So we just unlocked this guy, which I think we hold off for now, because those contents inspection, right? Even if we're diverting it. So what's going to happen is they're going to get approved through all these normal machines. They're going to come down here. They're going to go to this final rail. From here, we still need to inspect the cargo delivery type. We need to inspect if the contents, like the contents inspection, and we also have to inspect the stamp. So diverting it really doesn't do much for us, as far as I understand, because like realistically, until we can approve the cargo automatically, approve the stamp automatically, then this is kind of pointless because we still need to approve those manually anyway, if that makes sense. So I'm not too worried about those. What I want are these guys. One more tier, 3,000 a piece. So if it's 2,500 for the next tier, it's going to be 5,500 to get those machines. So I think we need to do a couple more days, but I think it's worth upgrading these initial machines. So if I do this one, 2,000 down the drain, and we'll do this guy over here. Now we're a little bit faster, right? I think from here, the game plan, actually, I'm worried. If I unlock this, what licenses? Do we have any new licenses? Nothing in here showing up. Okay. Parcel type, we still need this one at tier 10. We got no bills. If we buy this and it gives us a delivery bay door, we can't effectively use it because we're too slow. So I think we do a couple days. You know what? Let's buy it. Let's just buy it. Because what I'll do is I'll just throw them on the ground and then we'll just toss them onto the belt after. We won't be able to make use of it. However, it's extra parcels, which means more money in the bank, and we need tier 7 anyway. And we didn't get a door. Okay, so interestingly enough, it looks like our warehouse is starting to expand down this direction. I wonder, like, are there more than 2 doors then? If that's the case, it's just about speeding it up, and we can upgrade these belts as well. So, interesting. Next tier is 2,800. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sleep. We're going to call it a day here. And we're going to focus on just grinding a few days. I think if we made like 6K, let's just see what it actually came up to be. So we made 7,200 on parcel submissions today. If we do 2, maybe more days, and we clear out that backlog of rail, maritime, and air, we'll be sitting pretty. So I think that's a pretty solid plan. If we go through that, bank the money, we're going to have enough that we can upgrade those sticker appliers, revamp our automation setup, maybe speed up some of our other machines, right? Because these guys are going to be 5K. I think all of them are 5K. Yep. So it's all about money right now. So let's kick this day off. Let's get rocking and rolling. And I think that's the plan, is just move as much as we can. Get preemptive jump on these guys. There we go. Throw this on the line. Pre-approved for truck. And this is all I've been doing, is trying to hop through, grab these guys when I can, because the faster you can get them off the truck, the more trucks you get, right? Anything else here? No, it looks okay. Beautiful. Waiting on these trucks. We can get these upgrades so that these come through quicker and more parcels in each shipment, but obviously we're not even keeping up with it as it is. So that's our backlog, right? That's our problem. It's air. Run it over. We need to put this on the conveyor as well and deliver all of those. This one's pre-approved. That's on a truck. And then when they start to back up, I just like throw them on the ground. So that's rail. We are accepting rail today. Okay, excellent. Same with that one. Yeah, and if they start to back up a little bit, I'll just take them and I'll just, boom, throw them on the ground. Actually, this one, yeah, I know that one's in a decline because of the cargo type. So if I just run and do this one real quick. Beautiful. You have like a really stressful start to the morning as you just like frantically try to process as much as you can. All right, what do we have here? That's truck, beautiful. The weekends are the worst. You're just so backed up. When you're only accepting truck, there's just too much to kind of handle in one go. But yeah, I'll keep rolling through this. I'll check in with you guys at the end of the day, and we'll see where we are in terms of our funds and what sort of upgrades we can do. But yeah, we're doing well. So I'll keep chipping away, and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, we've hit 5 o'clock, and I am furiously backed up. We've got this rejection rack that's full. We've got this huge queue forming for our approved packages. We still have stuff to put onto the conveyor. We're still loaded on the truck here. Oh, this guy needs to get submit. So in terms of volume, we've done well. This faster weight machine has really helped. But now you can see, like, we're just like not getting through them quickly enough. So now that we've hit tier 7 with that stickering machine, I think it's going to really help us out. So let me bang through this. I'll be right back. We're going to have to clean up our rail pile, get through all of this stuff, and we'll see where we sit in terms of funds. So yeah, our day is done. We just need to clean up this pile of old rail packages from the past couple days, you know, what we've accrued over the weekend. But we're sitting at $9,600 already. 104 parcels processed. Got a good, what, 20 some odd there maybe? By the end of this, we should be in a pretty good state. I think we definitely can afford that rejection stamp kind of machine over here. I think we can, well, what that means is we can dismantle all of this side here, because all of these rejections don't need to go to this rack, they can just go onto this belt. So it's going to really streamline like the whole operation, which may give us some extra belting to then kind of look at automating some of the deposits into these using those pause conveyors, right? Where was it? We were talking about this one before, the pauser conveyor. So if we know the chute is accepting cargo, for example, this one is closed, you would just toggle the pauser so it wouldn't drop off. And then when it opens, you just toggle it back on and down it goes. So that may allow us to do some stuff like that. So I'll get through this, we'll see where we are money-wise, and I'll start to kind of assess what our options are. Okay, our day is done, and we're at $12,149 on 132 successfully processed parcels. What I'm thinking the plan will be, right, let's go to our shop. We have unlocked one additional machine, which is the cargo type checker, right? So we don't need to check if it's a proper truck, rail. It'll automatically filter out those ones that are like the rocket ship and the weird printer thing. So that's one additional machine in our kind of run here, right? So we definitely want to get 2 of those for both of our lines. We also have the contents inspection diverter, which, as I said before, I don't think we need because we still need to manually check for a stamp. So we could use this as like a last backstop, which would then get to a pre-approval. So I guess it does help a bit, but probably not enough. I think once you unlock these guys, then this becomes a lot more valuable. So maybe we hold off on that one for the time being. We're also close, one more tier, from the cargo type diverter. So the approvals line here could split into like truck and rail, maritime and air, and then we can make use of those pauser converters as well. However, I think I can make use of this and just kind of manually do it. So what we've been doing is we've been pulling off of our approval rack, we've been verifying the stamp, verifying the contents, and then if it's truck or rail, we go here. If it's air or maritime, I just run it over and throw it in these heaps. We can kind of continue doing that, but create 2 lines. So do one for truck, one for rail, which will then go around the corner to a pauser conveyor. And then we can do another one maybe like here, that will go to air, and then another one here that will bypass and go to maritime. So we can create specific runs that we drop them off on. And that would allow us to semi-automate the approved parcels. All right, so I think I may want to make use of that. The key upgrade that we're going to be able to do is using the sticker applier deny. Now, I don't think we're quite at this stage yet because we do need to manually check some of them. But this denier, right, good example over here, all the ones when they fail, so obviously if they're already stickered, they'll come around here, off they go. But the ones that fail on weight, serial number, country, and then eventually cargo type, they've been coming out here and sitting on this rack. We know they're bad, but I need to grab them, run them over to the table, sticker them, and drop them off. With this guy, if we place it, let's say theoretically, if we were to place it like right here, we could reroute all of those parcels and all of these ones, right, that are coming into this rack here, onto this line, where they'll join with the pre-stickered ones. And I'm thinking if they come along, they'll get to here. If they don't have a sticker, they'll get picked up and stickered, and off they go. And if they already have a sticker, it'll just bypass. So that means this rack, all of this is not needed, as well as that whole right-hand side, which will free up a lot of conveyors where we can start to build those deposit lines. So what I'm going to do is get one of these. We're going to get 2 of the cargo types. And I think we're going to need the pausers. I'm going to hold off for now. I want to revamp our, there's about half our money gone. I want to revamp our automation setup, work in the new scanner, work in our rejection line, and see how many conveyors we have left, and just see what we can do in terms of space. And I think that's a good kind of like next step. It'll speed things up. We still need to invest money into speeding up these machines, but it'll allow for that next level of automation. So let me get that done real quick. I'll be right back and I'll walk you through the process. I'll walk you through what we've done. All right, just checking in really quickly. I have the conveyor set up now, slightly adjusted to incorporate this new cargo type machine. So what we've done is we've added it into the line. So again, if it passes, it goes to the serial number. I've kind of shuffled this a little bit just to keep it kind of more in line rather than growing out to the left. So it's going to go into the country machine, then it's going to go into the cargo type, and then finally, if it passes all of those, it goes onto this belt, comes along the line, goes to our final inspection station. If any of them fail, comes out this side, loops around, and the typical is going to come over here and up to this machine. All right, and if it doesn't have a sticker, it gets stickered. If it does, it should go right through, and they get submit. Now we've dismantled the kind of red rack that we had here, because all of this now just outputs directly to this line. So we've got about $4,500 left. We have a few kind of conveyors there. We have a rack and an unloader and stuff over there. I want to give it a shot to do some of this kind of setup using those pauser conveyors. So I don't know if it's going to work, but my vision is we do a second line here, and I've tested the parcels can go underneath this. They kind of clip through that, but you know, whatever. but we do one line for road, one line for rail. It'll come around the corner. I'm thinking road should just go straight through. It'll probably be on this front line here. Road will go straight through and get offloaded because we always accept road. If it's rail, it'll come through, it'll load onto a rack, and then we'll have the pauser. If we are accepting rail that day, we'll turn it on and it should just come through, offload, and be good to go. And if we're not taking rail, we'll just turn it off, right? I think we'll try to do this side first as a little bit of a test run. And then as we get more money, we'll add a line heading out this way. So I'm gonna start to set that one up and I'll pop back when I've got it set up and I'll run you through that one as well. All right, we're set. Now, this is how it's gonna work. If we have a road parcel, it goes on this belt here. If we have a rail parcel, it's gonna go on this belt here. Now, one more level, and we can get the cargo type diverter, which we could pop pretty much like right here, and then it will just branch off depending on which piece of cargo it is. That'll clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer. So we'll probably end up doing that once we get the next upgrade, but no rush at the moment. But what'll happen is road, which is always open, will come down this route here to here, out it goes. And then rail, what's gonna happen is it's gonna come down this line here. It's gonna get staged onto this rack, which eventually, we probably should upgrade it to a larger one, to be honest. It's gonna get loaded, it's gonna start offloading, and then we get to this pauser, which we just toggle on or off. So if it is a rail day, it's on. If it's not, it's just gonna be off. What'll end up happening is the parcels should just back up. If this rack gets full, then they start to back up here, around the corner, etc. So it is in our best interest to replace that rack. So if I check the racks right now, we can't, we're close to the large. We could still get the medium, 900. I think we wait. Let's give it a shot. Once we get tier 8, we can buy this one for 1600 and hold 16 instead, which is probably a smarter bet. We will get, let's see, the cargo type Tuesday, which will be tomorrow, will be our maritime and the full run. So we don't need to worry about the rail backing up until Saturday and Sunday. So this guy should be on. So we don't care if this is a small rack for the time being. Now we will also offload all of this tomorrow and then all of the air stuff the next day. So again, more money coming in, and I'll do this same system down this way, right? What we need to do though is work on getting the next tier and the next set of upgrades, because tier 8 will give us the stamp conveyor, and then the only thing that's left for us to check is the contents, which means where did it go? Is it down here? Yeah, the inspection diverter here, the contents inspection diverter, is useful. We also unlock the cargo type, which will help us segment out our product. Well, I guess the smart splitter is more like a balancer. So we could look at doing something like that. Bigger rack. So tier 8 is a big unlock for us. And tier 8 is going to cost us 2,800. So we're pretty close. So let's give it a go. Let's call it a day on this one. All right, Tuesday morning, we are open for business on road and rail. We are open for business on maritime, so those I can start dropping off. The only things we're inspecting are contents inspection, if they have the label, and the stamp. So let's get this guy open, and let's just make sure our lines operate as we expect them to. All right, so that's a rail. Let's just go ahead. Rail. We want to make sure that this rejection line works, and then our final kind of pass here works as well. So let's just wait till we get some stuff that's going to come through. Here's our rejection here. It's air. This is starting to get out of hand, but we're looking pretty solid. Starting to come together, I think. We do need to move faster on clearing these. It's still our biggest bottleneck is just getting the stuff off the truck. If I'm doing it by hand, like when all these lines are open and I can just run everything, no big deal, right? It's easy. But if I were to sit and, it's like this truck was simple, right? It's, yeah, if I were to sit over here and actually process and check everything, that's a problem. Okay, let's see what this does here. So yep, that one was already stickered, so it bypassed. Already stickered. This one already stickered. Let's just move it back. This one needs to get a sticker applied. So how long does this take? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So that shouldn't hold us up too much. It obviously waits to go over the bridge before the next one comes. And there it goes. We need to get that auto submission soon. That's going to be our upgrades, $3,000. So we'll get that one because we're getting like 10K. Well, actually we need to be tier 10. So we're not there yet. A couple more levels for that. We can increase export size to make it easier. We also want to get extra delivery speed and parcel per delivery as well. But are we? Yeah, we are backing up. So it's upgrading those machine, the processing speed. That's going to be the big thing. So I'm going to run through this day, and we'll check back with you guys at the end of the day, and we'll kind of make some calls at that point. But when I see some stuff coming through, I'll show you guys as well. Okay, so I've got a few pre-approved here that are all ready to go for road and rail. So let's just load these onto our conveyors, and let's just follow them through. So road goes on that one, rail goes on this one. We got some clipping, but let's just pretend like that doesn't exist. Smartly, it handles that one, which is good. So we should expect, we should hopefully expect no issues here. So that should get loaded, and then it should get offloaded, and it should go past the pausing conveyor. Now, if we were to toggle this, there we go, it stops. That's good. So let's just turn it back on. There we go. So that's our system in play. So now we just need to remember to flip this guy on and off. And that's what we'll reproduce over here. So we'll keep rocking and rolling. We're starting to pile up. We got a little bit of time left in the day, so I'm just going to go through real quick. I'm going to try to speed run some of these parcels. What do we have here? Let's get this off the rack. It's good. We want to try to get one more shipment through if we can. Good batch of rejected ones. Very good. Throw that up. We'll be able to get one more shipment here. Maybe we can get one more. We have 30 minutes in game. If we offload real quick. Let's go, let's go, let's go. There we go. What about over here? Grab this guy. Grab this guy. What's that for? It's for truck. It's full. How are we doing here? Let's throw this one on the ground. We got 8. We won't get another one, so we'll keep those there. Okay. Look at this backlog, right? Everything's so queued up here. Oh god. It's because I also didn't connect this. Wow, okay, that's gonna be one reason. I need one more corner piece. So let me fix that. Let me go through and process all these, finish up the day, and let's check in after that. And there we are, folks. Another day done. Up to $12,000 in the bank. Everything ran quite smooth, so I can't complain with that at all. We do have a pile of the airbound parcels that'll go out tomorrow. Hold on 1 second. Ooh. Invalid stamp. Oh well. One wrong. Could be worse. Cargo type tomorrow. Yes, air goes out tomorrow. We did clear out our maritime, so that's good. What I am thinking, right? I think what we do is we buy this extension. We can get tier 8. Tier 8 will unlock a few things for us, right? So tier 8 will give us one more scanner, which is the stamp scanner at tier 8, right? So we'll get one. We can get 2 of those, right, for each line. It also unlocks the cargo type diverter, which allows our smart sort to be a little bit better. I don't know if we're quite at that stage. I think we may want to focus more on throughput rather than the final cargo type. We also get the smart splitter, which is kind of like a balancer. What else do we get? We get the bigger rack as well, which is going to be handy. So I think we upgrade our tier and we get bigger racks because we're going to need obviously better storage for our air and maritime. Also, we're going to need bigger storage over here. This guy could get improved as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for improvement there. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll grab this guy here. I don't know if it matters which one we get. It's just more room maybe at this point. So grab this guy. A couple new machines. The next tier will be 3100, which isn't too bad. Are there any new licenses or anything? Let's see, licenses. No, we can get the final parcel type in one more level, or 2 more levels? 2 more levels. So nothing to do there. We will go to the shop though, and we will get our stamp checker. So we want 2 of those. And I think we will get a couple of these big racks for 1600. So if we get one for technically we would want 4 of them, wouldn't we? Yeah. Not enough. Okay, so let's go back to 2. Let's get those. We're gonna have to do a day or 2 anyway before we really start to make use of the conveyors for automating this line. So we probably don't need large racks here yet because I just don't have enough money to really push everything out. We'll swap out this one and this one for a large rack. I think that kind of makes more sense just for the short term. So let's grab those now. We can actually just move, I guess, that medium rack over. There we go. So let's grab this guy. Come over here. What I've been doing is I just like binned some of the old ones. I don't think they're really, I don't think we really need them anymore. We're like, what are we gonna do with these small racks? They're a very temporary holding solution, right? So throw them in there, get a little bit of money back. This guy here we'll set up like so. We do need to revamp a little bit of this lineup with this new machine. What I've been doing is as I get new ones, I kind of like push them back, right? We don't need to do like these kind of S's. This one here, we can push back, or we just push this whole section back, right? So everything here just goes back and we do like this little kind of curve here instead, then everything just gets pushed to the left one. So that's how we keep it in line. However, we have a ton of warehouse room, so I don't know if I need to be that efficient, but that's just how we're going for now. So let's get this guy set up real quick. Grab this one out of the way first. I think the footprint is the same. Throw them in there. See how much we get for that. 332. Okay, that's not terrible. It's better than nothing, right? Okay, so we got our big rack there, big rack there. Those 2 still need to be upgraded. And we'll grab our final machine. One thing I can start looking at as well is using pallets. I have kind of been avoiding those just because money was hard to come by originally. But now that we're making like 10K a day, it's probably not too bad of an idea to use pallets as well. Also, we're at that stage where we can start upgrading these secondary machines, right? That's kind of the next goal. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this episode here. I'm going to set up these machines, and I'm going to actually start working on these lines for maritime and air. I think it's a smart idea to start buying some straight conveyors and running them out. We'll need a couple pausers, a couple unloaders, but we'll start the foundations of it. We don't have enough money to complete it, but we'll start it anyway, and then we'll just kind of incrementally add on to it. So yeah, I'll start doing that one, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. So hopefully you enjoyed. Take care.